Hello and welcome to the second episode of my Create Modded World. For this episode, today we will be setting out to do what we wanted to do last episode. So last episode, when we finished this build, we talked about what this build was going to be, and it was going to be a stone farm. So we're going to farm basalt, deep slate, blackstone, tuff, diorite, andesite, and some other stone types. So today we will be setting out to build a farm for it. So I think it'll be best if we hop into our creative world to see how we're going to design this farm. Alright, so this is our creative world. Here's where we plan some of our builds, some of our farms, and here we're going to design our stone farm. So, we're going to farm 10 types of stone. We're going to farm sandstone, red sandstone, granite, stone, diorite, andesite, deep slate, tuff, blackstone, and basalt. And all of them, except basalt, come from a cobblestone generator. And so here, I've ranked them by how easy to how difficult they are to make. So we have cobblestone on one end, and the hardest, red sandstone, on the other end. So I've grouped them into different groups depending on how they are made. So we have group 1 here. This is the basalt group, and basalt is quite simple. All you gotta do is have a lava source, lava flowing into a soil, which is right below a blue ice. That's how you generate basalt, and we're going to get basalt by using mechanical drill, and then a source of rotation. So here, our drill and our creative motor, that would drill our basalt, and that's how we get our basalt.
Yes.
So our next group here is our stone and blackstone. And you get them by having these encased fans, which let you bulk smelt, and as well as bulk haunt cobblestone into stone and blackstone. Alright, so the next group is the tuff and deep slate. So you can get tuff by throwing 9 blocks of cobblestone in here, and it presses them with lava into tuff. Similar thing here with our deep slate, but we only need 1 stone block, so we gotta smelt cobblestone into stone, and then we take our stone block and then compress it with some lava, and then we get our deep slate. So our next group is the sandstone. So how do we get sandstone? So we crush cobblestone. Into gravel, which then gets crushed into sand. So if we turn over here, we have a setup here that does exactly that. So here's 2 crushing wheels. As you can tell, they have to be rotating in opposite directions in order to crush our cobblestone. So we throw in 1 cobblestone here, it would get crushed into gravel, which then gets crushed in the sand. And the sand then gets filtered through into here. And when there's enough sand, so let's throw some more. So when there's enough sand, it would come here and get crushed by the presser. Pressed by the presser. Alright, so the next group that we're going to automate is our andesite. So how do we automate andesite? First, we have to compact flint and gravel with some lava into andesite. So we need to first mill our cobblestone. So we check here. We can mill our cobblestone into gravel. So it's sort of like the crushing wheels here, except millstone is just one block. And this allows us to mill our cobblestone into the gravel we need. So how do we get flint though? And that we need to then mill our our gravel again. So we need to mill our gravel again into flint. So if you remember our recipe for our andesite, we need 2 flint with 1 gravel to make 1 andesite. So that means we need a 2-to-1 ratio. So over here we have this smart chute. So what this smart chute does, it's like a chute. So a chute takes things from whatever's above it and drops them down below. So our smart chute here takes 3 and our smart chute can set how much of each item are we allowed to filter. So I've set it to exactly 3. So that means it would filter exactly 3 items from this millstone down into this chest. And so in this chest here, we have 2 more smart chutes. And here is how we split them off. So in this smart chute we have 2, and in this smart chute we have set to 1. So that means every 3 of these, 2 of them would get sent down to this millstone, which then gets milled into gravel, and 1 of these gravels will stay as gravel in this chest. So if we throw 3 millstones here, we can see it gets funneled down into this chest, and then over here it gets split off, and 2 of them would be flint, and 1 of them would be gravel. And so we can use these 2 flint and 1 gravel to make 1 andesite. So this one's the stone farm here. It, as I said, breaks stone to cobblestone, then gets smelted into stone. And well, this one gets thrown away, but here is our deep slate, and it's just one more step. It gets into this basin where it gets crushed with lava into deep slate. And for here, similarly, this one hunts cobblestone into blackstone, and this one's our tough farm. So this takes our takes our cobblestone, drops it down here, and then it gets crushed. So pretty simple. Here's our sandstone farm. So it takes a cobblestone generator up here. It breaks the cobblestone and then comes here. It gets crushed into sand. Anything else gets filtered out and it makes sandstone. Then over here is our andesite farm, where we would then break cobblestone. Gets milled once, some of it gets milled twice, and then it gets compressed with some lava into andesite. So we're not making our diorite, our granite, and our red sandstone farm just yet. We will make it later in this episode. But for now, we will take these farm designs and we'll put them in our survival world. Alright, so I've built out the platform, and each platform will house different farms. So this one will house deep slate, tough, stone and sandstone, and then this one will be our granite and red sandstone, diorite and andesite, and then blackstone and basalt, which we probably don't need that much space for. So we can probably move our andesite farm here or our diorite farm here. Well, I'm going to quickly cut to when I'm finished building these farms and show you how I'm going to store all of this. Alright, we're back and we've finished building the farms. So, there's also the additional basalt generator, the basalt farm, that I didn't show. but it's quite simple. It's very simple actually. It's just one drill, basalt generator, and below here is a hopper minecart, and that collects it and puts in a hopper and gets put into the vault. And these things are vertical vaults, which come from the Vibrant Vaults mod. So usually vaults are horizontal. You can only put them horizontally, and this mod allows you to have vertical vaults, which you can stack vertically. So here's our andesite. Here's our, I think this one's our blackstone, and then we have 4 other generators here. It's a bit of a mess, but hopefully we can wire them all together quite neatly. So if we come over here, our drills will be here, and we'll try to connect all the drills together into one source. That way we can easily control how fast or slow all the drills go. So we've got a drill here, we've got drills here, 4 drills up there, and another one here. So there's a question, right? How do we use these pipes to get lava into our basins? And so the answer is we're going to use an infinite lava source. So if we check out here, you can see that right below, well, not right below, but close to here is a infinite lava source. And so we're going to use this giant lava pool and funnel our, well, not funnel, but get our lava out all the way up here. Alright, so we've used a rope pulley, this thing, and so how this works is when it gets rotational force, it moves it moves down, and if it goes the other way, it goes back up. And we can attach a mechanical drill to it, which lets it drill everything that it touches. So when it goes down, it drills the block below it, and that's how we made our 1 block hole all the way down to lava level. So as you can see here, it goes all the way down to lava, so about 100 blocks down. And now we're going to use this hose pulley. If we orient this the correct way, we can use a hand crank, and just like the rope pulley, move it all the way down to lava level. Alright, now that we've reached the bottom, we can move up by 1 or 2 blocks, and in theory it should be connected to an infinite lava source, and we can then check this by connecting our copper pipes to our farms and coming back here. This part of our farm is now up and running, so we've got our tuff generator here, we've got our deep slate here, and then our sandstone over there. So our sandstone over there, and our stone over here. So this is a chain conveyor, by the way. This chain conveyor allows you to transfer rotational power through these really weird angles, and so it saves you a lot of time and a lot of space trying to figure out where to put everything. Now that we've hooked up our what's this? Our rotational speed controller to our farms, our andesite, blackstone, and basalt farms are working. So you can see here, this is making basalt, this is making blackstone, and you can oh yeah, by the way, you can check it up there, right, on our think it's called Jade is the mod we're using. It's the here's where you're looking at port. Anyway, you can see that it says we've got 118 andesite. Here there's 142 blackstone and 170 basalt. So it's working, and I think we'll go to a creative world and check out our diorite, granite, and red sandstone farm. Our final group of blocks is the most difficult group to make of them all. It is our diorite, granite, and red sandstone. So from the easiest diorite to the hardest red sandstone. So first, how do we make diorite? We make diorite by first crushing some cobblestone. So if we crush some cobblestone, we'll get some sand out of it, and then we use the sand, and then we haunt it. So we haunt our sand into soul sand, and then we use our soul sand, and then we put them through a washing setup. Let's throw a couple more, and there is about a 12.5% chance that each one of them produces our nether quartz. So then we use our nether quartz, and then we use this mechanical crafter. This is basically this automates crafting by laying them out sort of like a crafting table grid, and this is mechanical crafter that allows you to make diorite. So it gets powered by a cog, and it just moves our nether quartz with some cobble, and as you can see just now, it combines them into our diorite. So we just do it again, and there you go. And then granite is a bit more simple. All we have to do is we need one more nether quartz, so we crush, once again, crush our cobblestone, haunt it, and then wash it, and then use the granite and the nether quartz. Sorry, not granite. And then we use our diorite and our nether quartz, use this mechanical mixer, which mixes into granite. And then finally, to make red sandstone, we take our granite. We need 4 granite, and so we pop them here into the crusher, and that makes red sand, which goes into this basin, and once there's enough, it would get pressed and make finally our red sandstone. So this is our diorite and our granite and red sandstone farm. So over here in our diorite farm, we've got a cobblestone generator over here, 3 cobblestone, and 2 of them gets funneled here, gets crushed into sand, which then gets haunted into soul sand. By haunting soul sand, as I explained earlier, it gets washed into quartz. Quartz comes up here, goes into this crafting setup. It's a bit hard to explain, but you need to do this diagonally. So if I go here to nether quartz uses, you can see this here. It has to be in a diagonal in order to make diorite. And so we have this setup which allows it to be put diagonally. So one goes in this corner, the other one goes in the bottom corner over here, and then we've got cobblestone going on the other slots. And that makes diorite. Similar thing for our granite and red sandstone farm, except we have a couple extra steps. So our diorite here goes back into this vault, and then comes out here on this basin, which gets mixed into granite, and then this granite gets split in a 1:4 ratio. 4 of them gets milled into red sand, which then gets pressed into red sandstone, and then the last one just goes into this vault. So we're going to build this in survival world, and we'll see you back when we finished it. Alright, so the audio for this clip didn't work, or at least it didn't pick up my mic. Anyway, I thought I might explain what we're going to do next episode. So next episode, we're going to connect all of these storage systems up to a request system where we can ask for, any amount of cobblestone, and we'll just get that at one neat spot. But I'll also explain that we actually have a on-off switch for this farm. So there's a clutch there, and what that clutch does is that whenever it's powered by redstone, it would stop any rotational force coming through, and that would stop the whole farm while the request system still works. Alright, so next episode we'll be linking all these up to somewhere we can retrieve all our items, and then we'll be tidying this place up and making the inside and the outside look a lot nicer. But that's it for this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys next episode.